Anthony, thank you for being a member. What's on your mind? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday, Charlie. To piggyback off of Chris Rufo's part about colleges and you going on campus and doing your events and me working with
Mm-hmm.
colleges, is the if we how do I want to put this? The DEI hiring and the DEI and what they're doing with free speech on campus, would it be better off to do strip the nonprofit status away from schools so they would have to change hiring processes, change education processes, and be more streamlined to produce a better quality student and to bring in better quality workers? Because now they would have to think like a business and not like an educational institute.
That's a good question. So first and foremost, if any of these colleges are caught violating the Supreme Court decision of the fair admissions case, they should lose their nonprofit status. And
Which I agree
even
with.
more than that, this is where Congress is going to have to get involved, and it's going to be very difficult. Is that Congress should say that these endowments need to be involved in helping make their graduates whole with their student loan debt. And honestly, these campuses should lose student loan access. That is the real penalty that we can issue. And also public humiliation. You have a nonprofit status because you are doing a public good. And so the question remains, if these universities are actively discriminating against people of a certain race, of which is happening all the time. Princeton literally says, do not hire white men unless absolutely necessary. I mean, that is naked racism. That is complete violation of the core American values that we all care about. And
You're
so I
right.
think we need to have a full court press to disassemble these major Ivies unless they get in line. And again, I will just put one more thing forward. I can't stand anti-Semitism. I can't stand Jew hatred. However, going after these schools on the anti-Semitism stuff is actually the weakest of all the points that we could possibly go after them on, because it's incredibly subjective. You might say, well, what do you mean it's subjective? Well, if someone writes an op-ed critical of Israel, is that anti-Semitism? That person could be an anti-Semite, but you don't know. Instead, you have to go
Correct.
after the money. You have to go after the factory of how they're producing these very radical left-wing students. And so these students, these schools own data, which make it obvious. Their own data makes it obvious they're discriminating based on race. Their own numbers. So we have to publicize that, hold them accountable, and say that this has no place in our country. I think the fight is a great one for President Trump against Harvard, against Yale, and Princeton, and Stanford. But the best way to go after them is the fact that they are wildly discriminatory against people that are white and Asian. Anthony, thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.